Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld. I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Thursday, March 20th, or the spring equinox on a rainy midnight. It's spring, all right. No longer snowing, but we're getting snow again, I believe. But so this is a time of balance. It's 2 times of the year where the days balance themselves, where it's equal amounts of day and night, where the sun shines directly on the equator. So we have a very balanced day to start with. So no matter what the cards read for today, it's about balance and introspection, and about making careful moves out of the winter into the spring, from one season to the next. It's going to be a very jarring and quick move into the summer. So we have to take this day and figure out how we're going to read it, perceive it. So with no further ado, I want to get right to the reading and see what cards we pull up for today. Our first card of a 3-card read. I like 3 cards. 1 main card, of course, and our 2 qualifier cards. I think this is enough for a general movement for the day. If I was reading for a person, I'd probably throw this whole tables with the cards down and found cards and all kinds of things to get to the heart of the matter. But for now, we're going to go for a little bit of general, specific feeling. And besides the cards, I use a lot of my psychic intuition and knowledge and a little bit of witchcraft to figure out exactly what's going on. On that note, today's card, the Magician, main card. Now it's a card about magic. It's about science and magic. It's about creating your own reality. The Magician is skilled in, of course, the realms of earth magic and witchcraft, but also in science, knowledge, astronomy. It's about science meets magic, of course, but beyond that, it's about opening yourself up to all the influences of the universe and no longer just being, one way. You have to be multitasking, multifaceted, and an open-minded individual. So we have magic, but what the Magician really exemplifies is creation, making your own things happen through the power of your own will. So on a lot of ways, different. Almost every from whether you're light-sided or dark-sided like myself, you could find some influence and some inspiration in the advent of the Magician. It sums me up very correctly. So that's our main card. It's great for the first day of spring that it's a great day for magic, and I would take this as a sign that today would be a day for simple magic. Whether it's just magical experiences to help strengthen your knowledge, or just practice to celebrate the day. One way we could mark it. But our qualifier cards right here, take one from the top, 4 of Pentacles, just balance, and one from the bottom right here, 5 of Swords. So it's a good move. So we've got the 5 of Swords is picking up and cleaning up after battles. It's really about assessing what was behind you, getting past those trivial problems and making them go away. Understanding that like you can't, though the battle's over, you can't have won all of them, but you've won the majority of them. And at the very least, it's done. There's still some crossed swords, there's still some unfinished business. Usually that pertains to relationships that are over or changing, but not completely done. So there's that behind us. But in front of us, we have the 4 of Pentacles. And let me show you the 4 of Pentacles. I don't know how well you're going to see this on this view, but there's the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is, of course, balance of money matters and keeping one goal firmly on your mind and above your head that controls your movements. But keeping in mind, you always need alternatives and consecutive plans, things going on at the same time. That if one thing fails, you've got a backup plan. So it's about being really not frugal or too careful, but being smart and being a planner and a controller and keeping things in check. So that's really important. So as we enter spring here, we have really great for this first day. It's commanding us almost to take time for a little bit of magic, some ritual, some acknowledgement of the day being bigger than ourselves. I think what we're going to have to really be ready for this upcoming season is realizing that we are part of the world and part of the universe, but we create our own universe in our own minds. So we have to be willing to incorporate our being into the greater being of the universe. So that's something to consider. Maybe you've been too selfish. It's been a very introspective winter. People have been very isolated, removed, and that has caused a lot of battles, problems, nitpicking and insider fighting, and making trouble where there isn't any. I guess is the best way to put that. But we have something important that's telling us that this spring is about financial success, success in money, business, achievements, but it's about balance and keeping your mind in focus. So if we have a progress and we're going out of the winter and into the spring, it's about leave the battles and the problems you had behind you in the winter that have passed. It literally have passed as of today. Let them go. Let them be put aside. Let them be put down, and move forward. Now, with that, that's easier said than done in some ways. But what it's really proving is, if you do it, you'll be financially rewarded. So sometimes it's nice when the lessons aren't all esoteric and emotional and spiritual. Sometimes it's about dollars and cents. We're entering into a very profitable time, a very fortuitous and fecund spring where things will be blooming and growing and manifesting. But you have to be a mindful gardener, and that is the essence of the magician. The magician, in some ways, is a gardener, and I recommend everybody. I don't care if you have a basement with one little window, grow something. Start something inside. Start a seed, just to manifest movement from slumber to creation. And that's something people always ask me, because I have a very magical life and I do a lot of magical things, and things tend to work out for me in strange ways. And one of the things I always tell people is you have to get in touch with nature. That's the essence of magic, is understanding what is right in front of our eyes, but perhaps hidden because we're not looking deeply, or we're looking too deep sometimes, looking for this great and esoteric meaning. It's like, no, get in touch with the cycles, the seasons, the greater clocks and calendars of the universe that control ourselves, control our physicality, our mentality, and our spirituality, are all controlled by greater wavelengths than just our own personal experience. So, put the petty behind, move forward, get this balance, and you'll be rewarded financially. At the very least, it's moving through a spring where you're going to be in control of all the things you want to be in control of. So start this up. And, may I say, it is spring equinox at 12:43 or 47, I believe, p.m., afternoon time in the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. And take a moment around that time and just realize that a season has passed. Though winter's been long and hard, it seems like it's gone nowhere, it's already in the end of March. So keep that all in mind, and make it tomorrow an exploratory day. If you need to call me, contact me on Keen, of course. I'm on there. The phone services and things. It's down here somewhere below me. There are links and notes. And, of course, on Google Plus and YouTube itself, leave me some comments. I love your feedback. I love your experiences. It helps me focus on what's important to you guys. So I thank you very much for spending some time with me, and enjoy your spring equinox. Go balance an egg, though it never really works for me. If you're off by 10 seconds, you can't balance an egg, because that's the one time of the year you can balance an egg perfectly straight upright at the moment of the equinox. So try that. Send me a picture if you do it, or comment. If not, have a magical day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Well, around midnight every night I'll be here. So until then, enjoy the spring equinox. And I'm going to try and make this work with this little magic button.